connects us all to family, friends, culture, and traditions. I'm Brooke Burke Charvet, a CEO, a television host, but most importantly, I'm a mother of 4 who knows that meaningful meals can last a lifetime. Now I'm a foodie, and I know that what happens in my kitchen keeps my family close. On Breaking Bread, some of Hollywood's best-loved celebrities take us into the kitchen to share the meals that bring meaning to their lives. And we'll walk down memory lane through the palate and stir up some of life's most flavorful memories. So I'm so excited to be heading to Factor's Deli in Los Angeles to meet Wilson Phillips star Carnie Wilson, who is an incredible singer, but she's also quite a chef. Food has always been an important part of Carnie's life, so we're gonna make some matzo ball soup, and what better place to do it than in a good old-fashioned Jewish deli.
Hi!
Carnie!
So happy to be here.
I'm so happy to see you, and I've never been here before.
It's a cool vibe here. I've been here many times, and it's a deli. What can you
Just
say?
looking at what I'm gonna bring home for dinner tonight. Doesn't this make life easy right here?
This is home.
Should we go sit down and chat? Or
Yes.
should we eat, or should we pick?
Both,
Let's
everything
go.
all at once.
All right, let's go. First of all, I'm fascinated with the fact that you are a self-taught home chef.
I learned to cook with practice. Being able to fail and have something really awful. Being okay to fail and going, no big deal. You know, it's not like I can't do it. I just didn't read the recipe. Oh, I didn't preheat the oven. You learn these things.
Right.
But I always say anyone can cook, but the confidence has to come with the experience of failing.
The willingness to be able to throw it away.
And throw it away and
That's
also
big.
start again. And then once you have a good dish, that's it. You're like, okay,
I love
I did it.
that.
I can move on from here.
Because so many people are afraid to even try, so that sort of frees you. So you screw it up, you throw it away, you try it again.
Exactly.
You have 1,100 cookbooks.
Yeah, it's
Have
out of
you
control.
read them all? Are you?
I haven't read them all from cover to cover,
Okay.
but I've definitely flipped through all of them and lay in bed and read them like novels. I love recipes. I love how any recipe can vary, and then you'll find the one tip. I love it.
When you think about
It
great
excites
chefs, who really inspires you?
Well, I have a few favorite chefs, but I just got to cook with Ina Garden, the Barefoot Contessa.
Oh my
and
gosh.
she actually
I watch her all the
Yeah,
time.
she set foot in my house. I have no words for that.
Yeah.
I almost fainted. I got
What did
to
she
cook
make?
with her. We made a Greek quinoa salad. And Wendy and I, my sister, we made a Mediterranean chicken dish with olives and garlic and parsley. It was so good. And she loved it.
And healthy.
Healthy and delicious. And I made her my famous cheesecake, a lemon cheesecake. I was so
How nervous were you making that?
beyond shaking hands.
Yeah.
I had my friend take the camera and like hide behind me and make sure
Okay.
she got pictures.
Of
I literally
course.
was giving her the bite.
You got a
And
picture of
I
giving
got
her the bite of your
pictures of
cheesecake?
Ina,
Oh, you
literally
have to show
with
me that.
all the facial expressions of, oh. She's like, I don't know what other flavors you make, but this is my
Really?
favorite. she
Huge
said.
compliment.
Beyond. So then she gets her bite. I bring it back in the refrigerator. Somebody else wanted a bite. I drop the entire thing, splat the whole cheesecake gone. But Ina,
Contessa.
yeah, got to taste it.
Oh, isn't that crazy?
It was classic. Yeah, that was a great day. That was a dream come true for me. My cooking started when I was young, watching my grandmother. She was a great self-taught chef. May, my grandma, was a little Jewish lady with no teeth, and she had her little teeth that she'd put in, and when she literally would take them out to eat, she'd be like, chewing her food. Nothing was cuter. She would make this great food. It was a feast. She would bring bags and bags of soup and cakes and everything you can imagine. But the one thing we were looking forward to was her matzo ball soup.
Ugh, the best comfort food.
Ugh, I love comfort food, and I can think of casseroles and mac and cheese, all that stuff. But the one dish that sends me back and makes me feel so alive and loved is matzo ball soup.
And would she do this with you?
I didn't watch her make the soup. We used to
Okay.
roll matzo balls together. She would say, get your hand wet, and I'd dip my hand in the
water
bowl.
so it doesn't
Yep.
stick.
And then I'd roll the matzo balls, and I just had this wonderful memory of that.
Just brings you back home.
It does. And it's healthy. I mean,
It is.
that's the great part.
It's kind of a pot of life.
Yeah, I make time to cook. I make time to have my children cook with me. I remember Lola being in the baby Bjorn, 8 months old, and saying, "This is basil. This is garlic." You know,
I
smell.
love that. Awesome.
And their little step stools in the kitchen, just like I did with Grandma. They're doing it too.
They love to be in the kitchen with you.
They love it.
I did the same thing with my kids.
Yeah.
I want my children to grow up with the same love of food that I
Me
have.
too.
And I enjoy that time.
Me too.
So much with them.
So much.
Did you have family dinners growing up?
We did have a lot of family dinners with Grandma and Grandpa. It was always about the food. And there was constant moaning at the table. I mean, very expressive.
What do you mean?
You know, I'm like,
because it was so good.
It was a little out of control. That was vile what I just did. Like
Groans of pleasure because the food was so good.
Totally.
I love that.
My
See, there was passion. There was passion. in food.
My grandpa was German, who looked like Einstein. He would sit at one end, Grandma was on the other end. He would slurp the soup so loudly, and then they'd start talking in Yiddish because they would start arguing. But they were so in love. It was hilarious. So we'd eat our dinner and he'd be like, "What do you want from me?" And she would go, "Ah." But I didn't know what he was asking. He was asking her for sex after dinner.
Oh my God.
That's the classic. Is that he was asking her, "When are we gonna have sex later?" And she would go, "He wants to do it again."
She had to cook, prepare the food, make everybody happy, and then
Nothing was funnier.
Super grandma. Grandma was a super
Oh
woman.
God, she was a superwoman.
So all these stories about your grandma, even the thought of matzo ball soup for me, which happens to still today be one of my favorite dishes. Let's get in the kitchen and mix it up. I'm gonna learn. We bring the spirit of grandma with us into the kitchen.
Perfect.
Let's do it. Grandma May's good old-fashioned chicken matzo ball soup. This is like a sentimental dish that Carnie grew up enjoying, and she's about to share it with us today.
The juice of life is
Yes.
coming. Jewish medicine, the penicillin.
That's right, baby.
That's what this is. Extremely simple.
Okay.
Anyone can do this.
Yes.
You can start with a cut-up chicken.
Okay.
I just dump the whole thing in, that's fine. Don't forget to take out the bag of the stuff and the
Yes.
thing. And I've done it where I've forgotten the bag in there.
Could have been some good extra flavor.
That was nice. A nice toxic
buddy.
soup, it's perfect. One of my grandma's secrets, she puts in a turkey wing.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're going to cut up these carrots.
How
can
would you
just
like 'em?
Cut them in half.
And are you making your soup with big chunks like this?
Yeah. What's great about this soup is you don't have to worry about peeling your onion, peeling your garlic.
Okay.
You're gonna take these carrots, celery, skin on.
You're kidding me.
No,
You were
no.
not joking around
Skin
when you
on.
said this is simple.
Yeah, so simple. Dump those carrots in there.
Skin on.
Skin on. You don't even have to peel your carrots. And there's your celery. Do you
Just
like
try.
a lot of garlic? I do about a half of a head. Put
Oh
that
my
right in
God.
there. These are
Herbs are going in whole
herbs.
too?
Fresh thyme, fresh dill, and fresh parsley.
I would have already
smell.
spent 1 hour in the kitchen
No,
chopping.
you have to already smell. The smell
Oh my
already
gosh. The
is
medley
enough.
of those herbs.
Now,
of
the
course.
best thing about this whole soup, the genius of all life, parsnip.
I agree.
Yes.
I totally agree.
It is the best.
A lot of people don't even know what a parsnip is, or what
Exactly.
you can roast them, you can boil them. I think
They're
it's a secret
so
ingredient
good
of soup,
roasted.
too.
I love
Totally
these.
agree.
But what I would do is I would add 2 parsnips,
Okay.
just cut it in half.
And this gives it such a special, distinct homemade soup flavor.
Incredible flavor from parsnip. We're gonna add this water,
little bit
cover
more.
the
Tell me
water.
when.
We're gonna basically cover the bird and you can just hold it down as you pour. And so you want it to be about 1 to 2 inches above.
Okay.
It kind of sinks down a little bit too,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know. And then we're gonna add peppercorns. It's about
Okay.
a teaspoon, and you
Salt?
can add your salt. That's about a tablespoon there. Also, we always salt later. This is Laurie's. That's my.
Oh,
this
really?
is the updated version.
Okay.
Laurie's goes in there too.
Kind of equal amount salt, pepper, and
Yes,
Lowry's.
exactly. And then our bay leaves. Now, all we need to do is either add 1 large fresh bay leaf or 2. That's just another
Nice.
secret thing. And as this gets like it's starting to simmer, you're just gonna add these chicken bouillon cubes.
All of them?
All of them. All 7 or whatever,
Okay.
7 of these. And just stir, 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 and it just gives a little extra
sure.
flavor.
You're my hero right now,
Well,
Carnie. I'm
thank you.
serious.
These are celery leaves. Very, very good flavor too. And that's the base of our soup.
Love it.
That's it.
This is like art in a pot right here, but
It
it's
is.
like it's simple and it's
Totally.
easy. How long are we gonna boil this for?
This is gonna go for like 45 minutes to an hour. Bring it to a boil and then simmer it, kind of lowish medium. When that chicken is done, when it's cool enough to handle, you're gonna take your chicken out. All the solids in here get strained out, saving that broth. So you need another pot.
Okay.
And you're gonna take all the chicken off the bones. You can chop it, shred it, and that's your soup.
Okay, so now what?
Well, we've strained everything out of the broth. I'm gonna have you cut up little pieces of celery.
Okay.
About a ½ inch.
Oh, I love it.
And then cut up your chicken any way you want. You can can chop it, you can shred it.
And the deboning part of the chicken also a little complicated, so we had to let it cool, right?
Cool to good enough to handle. And then you're just gonna carefully pull the chicken off the bones, get in there, get rid of the gristle. Obviously the skin you're getting rid of, but really wanna take your time. So you put the celery in there. And what's nice about this too is that you're gonna see the color of your vegetables. So you're adding your carrots, your celery, and I'll have you chop these herbs, fresh parsley and fresh dill. So I'll add the chicken. What's gonna happen is these herbs, the carrots and the celery are gonna simmer for about 15, 20 minutes, just until the vegetables are like
deepen the flavor
tender.
a little bit more?
Yes, so now this is gonna simmer, like I said, for about 15, 20 minutes, and I would taste it for salt. Does it need a little extra salt? Add it. And that's it.
Beautiful, right?
Isn't it gorgeous?
We are so close.
I love how bright the carrots are.
It's like a labor of love.
And it's worth every moment. So these are my grandmother's matzo balls. Floaters, of course, but sometimes they sink and full of flavor. And to me, the secret ingredient is chicken fat.
This takes the place of vegetable oil?
Of an oil, yep. So I'm gonna have you crack these eggs, and we'll whisk the eggs first.
So do all of them?
Yeah, we're gonna do all the eggs. Okay, so now you're gonna whisk those up. After all those are whisked, getting that beautiful pale color, then we'll add our matzo meal. You're gonna gently kind of, incorporate that, fold that in a little bit.
Doing that without the whisk.
Yeah. Now, we're gonna add our chicken broth.
Okay.
This is one
Just with a
can.
fork, you think?
Yes, that's fine. I like to do it with a fork.
Me too.
When most of that is incorporated. And the fork is important.
I like to stir with a fork.
Yeah, so you're getting your lumps out there, and that's good. And now we're gonna add our chicken fat. I mean, it might make some people want to throw up, but not me.
But
this is excitement. Now we're gonna salt and pepper.
Okay. All right.
So that's good. What we do to make the balls is, if it's too soft to work with, then you can let it sit in a fridge if you want. Keep your hands moist so they don't stick to your hands.
Yeah. What's the size?
So you can do any size you want.
A little bit.
Basically, when these are done, you're just gonna drop them into this is chicken broth. So you'll just do this, and if you feel like there's a little hard thing there, don't use that part.
What kind of memories does this conjure up?
This motion right here, like this.
Yeah.
Is my grandmother. This is the motion that it makes me so happy. I can see her, I can feel her. My heart just opens up.
Oh, I bet.
And no one made soup like hers.
I wonder what she thinks about our style right here.
She's loving it.
How we doing, Nate? How we doing? Tell me the story about the medium that you told me with the rolling motion.
Medium. I love psychic mediums, and I went to this place where my husband was recording an album, and she says to me, there's somebody here with the initial M. I said, that's May. She's like, she's doing this. She's got a smile on her face, and she keeps going like this. And all of a sudden, my tears just coming down. I couldn't get over it. I was like, oh gosh,
the matzo roll.
Yeah. That was my childhood. Is doing this.
So cool.
And so, you'll cook these for about 20 to 30 minutes. When they start floating up is when they're done.
And what do you think the key and the secret to getting them nice and fluffy and soft?
Enough liquid. If they're too dry, they're just going to be dry.
Enough fat, enough oil.
Fat, and enough liquid. This matzo ball is flavor upon flavor
upon flavor. I can't wait to try this. This is very different.
I mean, chicken broth is in the ball, and it cooks in chicken broth.
Love it.
So it's infused. We're almost there. So the matzo balls have been simmering for about 20 minutes. All your chicken is in there that we've deboned and taken off, of course. And there's your floating, your carrots, your celery. So at this point, we're going to add our matzo balls.
And is it okay if I scoop out some broth as well?
A little bit. I wouldn't do too much. Yeah, that's perfect. Right now, they still have flavor, but it wants to soak up what's in that pot. And for me, it's okay to have different size matzo balls.
I was just going to say that. Look at this eclectic little...
I know. You like bigger balls than I do. That's okay.
I mean,
we all have preferences.
Well, I like them all, actually. I don't discriminate, do you know what I mean?
Oh, God.
But when you were rolling your balls, Carnie.
So they'll sit in here and really get the good flavor from the soup.
Look at that.
For a half hour. At this point, it's going to sit and simmer, very low simmer, for about a half hour.
Just to absorb all the flavor?
Exactly. And that's it.
Love it. 15 minutes we are enjoying.
Finito. Yeah.
We did good.
You did great. Thank you, Mama.
Oh my God. Thank you for sharing Grandma's secrets.
Matzo ball soup.
Oh,
look.
looks delicious.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
thank you
have
so
no
much.
idea. This is Susie.
Hi,
And Susie's one of
Susie.
the owners
Pleasure
here
to
at
meet
Factors.
you.
Thank you for having us.
Tell us a little bit
I would love to.
about why this place is so cool and special.
Factors has been here for 67 years. We have incredible customers. Probably 80% of them are regulars, and life
That
happens
says
here.
a lot.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. They keep coming back.
They
And
keep-
it's delicious. That's really the bottom line, right? The food.
Yeah, you have to have good food, good
Yes.
service.
It's true.
But what's one of the specialties here?
Well, this year we started cooking our pastrami for 5 hours in a slow roasted in the oven.
Oh, wow.
And it's so tender, and then we hand slice it.
Oh, how
It's really
fantastic.
good. You want to try
Should we
some?
try it?
Sure,
We
yes.
should. All right, you two. I'll see you
Okay,
shortly.
thank you so much,
Okay.
Susie.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, Carnie.
It's delicious.
Wow, wow, wow. One of my all-time favorite meals. I love the hint of dill. I
Yeah.
love the herbs.
Me too.
This is my go-to meal.
This is my life.
What is your favorite food? Is this it?
It might be. Every single bite makes me feel
Oh my gosh.
safe, happy,
Right?
secure, and hopeful.
Food has been a bit of a challenging subject for you.
has.
When you mention safe, happy, and hopeful,
Yeah.
I mean, you've really struggled a lot and you've been public about it. And now you are so connected in the most passionate way to food. It's like a way of life for you.
I know.
How do you go from taking the most challenging subject to making it such a beautiful part of your life and family?
Food has always represented a lot for me. It's not just the love of the senses, the smell, the taste. Food represents safety for me. And because I had such, an erratic kind of lifestyle as a young girl, I turned to food. And now today, what I try to do is just go to foods like this that are healthier and just, go to them if I have any anxious feelings. For me, food soothes anxiety. What I want to do is I have to stay teachable and remain open and just like try to live in the now. And that is that I love my children more than anything in the world. I love to cook for people, my family. I love to watch people eat.
Sure.
And I just love food itself. But for me now, it's more about health. I'm always open about what I'm battling. So right now, it really isn't the feelings of safety anymore because I do feel safe. I have my security. I have my family. I have a career. I'm in gratitude. I'm a sober woman who's present for my children. And I still have to battle, like literally the love of actual eating certain foods.
Sure.
I gotta learn my limitations with that. And also, I'm trying to exercise more.
Well,
I'd rather like walk
Yeah.
from one end of the kitchen to the
Yeah,
other.
yeah, no,
That's my
I get
exercise.
it.
But look at you. I told you before, you're an amazing example.
you. Thank
of a
you.
woman who takes care of herself
Thank you.
and is a wonderful mother. So my goal is to be you.
Well, let's do it together, sister.
You guys are in for a treat.
Oh
And here comes the pastrami.
Look at this pastrami. Wow.
Wow.
our
And
Reuben.
So this is the Reuben?
That's the Reuben, and this is the purist.
Wow.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
So, wow. Here's to breaking the rules.
Wait,
Loving to eat and food.
right.
And we can have a bite and enjoy this, right?
We can have a bite. I want to taste this pastrami. Oh, that's good. That's good.
So good.
That is
Sweating.
very, very good pastrami. That is really delicious.
Can we talk a little bit about your book?
To Serve with Love is just a beautiful collection of recipes where some of the dishes are like the skinny version versus the fatty version. I wanted to do a book where there be recipes for people like gastric bypass patients
Sure.
or people watching their fat intake or sugar. So I got a bunch of recipes from friends.
Fabulous.
And I have a lot of good cook friends that really are good cooks. Like my friend's mother is Greek and she makes the best green goddess dressing. And another friend is Japanese, so I got her miso soup.
so kind of a compilation of
Yeah.
things that you really love.
Family though. It's all with family and love.
It's awesome
Yeah.
that you did that you
Yeah.
can share this with everyone.
Yeah.
Do you think you can taste love?
Oh yeah. Oh God.
too.
Everyone always says that too. You make it with love. You make it with love. Of course you do.
Yeah.
My grandma always said, get your hands in there. You got to. You have to. Yeah, you definitely taste
Yeah.
love.
I tasted in our soup.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is love.
What do you think family means?
Besides everything, it's true, isn't it true? Yeah, it's everything. I mean, I'm just so grateful for my family. Okay, and crying. Why do you do that?
It's like our soul, you know? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's when you have children, it takes a new meaning. It takes on a new meaning, but I'm so grateful that I have a very close family. My mother, Marilyn, she was very loving and affectionate and hands-on as a mother. and was very honest. I remember her saying to me, your daddy is not like other dads. He's not quite normal. He's eccentric, and he writes these great songs, and he does his best to be here, but he's just not capable. And so you have to know that you're loved, and there's love around you, and we are the nucleus. She said to me, whenever you're ready, you can get that love from him. You have to go to him when you're ready to forgive that he wasn't there. And I've rekindled a relationship with my dad, and he loves my cooking. He always bangs his hand on the table and he goes, Carnie, you're the best cook. And he like screams it. And he just enjoys it. So when I cook for him, it fills a big hole in me. A big part of my relationship with my dad is through my cooking. And that makes me very happy. I'm grateful to both my grandmothers for giving me their tips and tricks, and my daughters and my husband who continue to give me love. And family is it's your life. I feel sadness for people that don't have family. So I also think it's important to let people in. You can make someone your family, you know?
Totally believe in that.
I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed to have this food. I feel blessed with the love in my life. And I just want to see my children grow up and be good people and be good cooks. And they already are.
They're already off to a great start.
And just have a happy life.
You're leading by example.
I am. I try to.
You're doing good, Carnie
Thank
Wilson.
You
You're
too.
doing good.
You too, Brooke Burke.
Cheers to that. Cheers.
Yay. Cheers, Drew. You're darling. You're full of love.
This took homemade chicken matzo ball soup to a whole new level for me. And it had like the spirit of Grandma May, which made it even more special. But it was a labor of love and worth every moment that we shared in the kitchen. Carnie really surprised me. She's the epitome of a soul sister. She's relatable, she's real, she's an awesome mom, she's a beautiful woman, and a damn good chef.